All right, nerds, Brandon here,
With Jimmy.
and we're talking Star Wars. I just want to take a moment, step back from the news, and from the outside, look at how often we have new Star Wars news to report. Because last time we were doing this, it was few and far between, unless it was a comic book.
Very. Like we had re-releases, like Phantom Menace was getting re-released as 3D.
Thoughts of what might come out, and now it's like we are full flight. We got stuff happening every week.
All the time. Speaking of which.
First up is the long-awaited successor or sequel, I guess, to Solo, starring Donald Glover as Lando Calrissian. I think it was originally supposed to be a movie. Then we talked about a TV show, and now it looks like it's going back to being a film. But how fucking cool is that?
I'm so excited. And I do believe this is one of those instances where, and I'm not one of those Kathleen Kennedy haters. Like there's a lot out there that hate the head of Lucasfilm. I don't know why. I get it. Not all the movies have been great, but she's done a lot of things. So chill out.
I have friends who cannot stand her. I have people who don't know who she is.
But I feel like in this instance, every time I've seen her talk, she's like, well, it's really up to Donald. Like, Donald's busy dude. He just wrapped up Atlanta, so that show's done.
Time is going to be the biggest thing on the side of a lot of these decisions because you are dealing with the initial reaction of stuff, but that is always outweighed by the neckbeard opinion. So going back, she might be good, she might be bad, but
the fact that she's like, it's up to Donald means he's basically got creative control over just about everything to do with this. And to that I say, I'm on board.
First of all, as a character, Lando kicks ass. Lando's always been cool. Originally portrayed by Billy D. Williams, who was
Colt 45.
Coolest fucking guy on the planet.
God,
and now you got him played by Donald Glover, the other coolest guy on the fucking planet.
Which is hilarious because in Solo, when they're like, well, you can't replace these iconic characters that we've always known.
Yes, you can.
And I was okay with, Harrison Ford not being Solo. It was fine. I enjoyed it. But when Donald Glover showed up as Lando, I'm like, he fucking nailed it.
But can we talk about real quick how Harrison Ford doesn't want to be Han Solo? Like everyone wants him to be Han Solo, except for him. He's the only person not interested in it.
Yeah.
So it's like, why not have new people play these characters? There's not I get it. We've only seen one person so many times. But if you want more Star Wars, you're going to have to start doing this. And I think this is awesome. And you couldn't have picked a better person to play a younger, Lando.
Yeah. And it was perfect.
Oh, the scenes with him you're just like, dude, he went home and he just watched every Billy D. Williams scene. And was just like, yeah, I'm just going to expand on that. Now we're saying we get a whole movie of this.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. I cannot wait.
I am. I'm disappointed because if it was a TV series, we would have the length of like a Kenobi.
We would have 6 or 8 episodes.
So we'd have a long movie. But I get Donald Glover, how busy he is, how many things. He's such a creative dude. I'll take whatever I can get.
Still wish this Deadpool series would have came out.
Yeah.
Would have loved to seen that. But
and then of course we wanted to talk about what's that little show that's on right now?
Ahsoka.
Oh yeah,
man. I would say in the last 5 or 6 years of just everything Star Wars, she has slowly but surely moved up to my favorite character in Star Wars.
She was one of the first books that was released. I want to even say it was going to be a Legends book, but then it was right as Disney was buying it. So Ahsoka, the book came out. So it was like, is it, isn't it? Really good read because you're finding out what happened to a Jedi after the Purge. And she's just trying to hide out. Great story. Obviously, we had Clone Wars with Snips and all that stuff.
Yes.
And then we had her come back with Rebels. But now, for her to be the focus.
Well, that's the thing.
And live action.
I think the thing I've really enjoyed about this character is we have seen her. We're going to get into spoilers for episode 5 of Ahsoka. So up until this, that's when you're watching this. It wasn't until this episode where she's facing off with Anakin and they show them back at the Clone Wars that you're like, I've watched this character grow up.
Yeah.
More than Luke, more than anybody.
Yeah. Literally from introduction.
Like you do a lot of growth with Luke in the first 3 movies and you get to see his, as agree or disagree as you do with it, the end of his story in the other movies, but we get to see a lot more timeline of her, and I love it because you watch her going from this like rambunctious kid to a trained like stoic adult who can handle her shit.
Oh, like doesn't freak out being in space, floating around, and be like, "We got this."
She's like, "Hold on."
In the previous episodes,
like 100%.
All right.
I loved that we're bringing Hayden Christensen back. As someone who is not a fan of his acting, I feel that since Kenobi and now this, he has redeemed Anakin in my eyes, because Anakin to me always came off as a whiny baby until Clone Wars really got fleshed out, and I was like, damn, I love Anakin Skywalker as a character. And now getting to see him play that character as different facets of that, I love it.
I, as you know, love George Lucas.
You sure do.
He is not a great writer or great director, and I feel that's what happened with the prequels, specifically with Hayden Christensen's acting. If you go back and watch, Natalie Portman's not that great of an actress in it either, and I feel that has to do with a lot with my favorite producer and Hollywood icon.
Our favorite producer in Hollywood, man.
Yeah. Because you could tell. They're just like, it's sketchy on the acting.
Does he have great ideas? Certainly.
Oh, phenomenal.
Is he great at dialogue? Not always.
But there was, I think it was Life is a House with Kevin Kline and Hayden Christensen. And it was a phenomenal movie. And you really saw his acting, and you're like, "Oh, he can act. So what the hell?" And it came out, I think, after Attack of the Clones. So seeing him in Kenobi come back and play Vader and Anakin, awesome!
The fact that he did both of those, and we're getting to see, and I think that was the coolest moment of this too. Is during this flashback, you see a younger Ahsoka who she played young Gamora in Endgame, or
what did it cost you?
Yeah, it's so cool.
Yeah.
But seeing her and then seeing Hayden Christensen in that now iconic Clone Wars armor that we never got to see in live action, I'm like, Filoni is just sitting here and he is like,
well, and that was the first time it hit me how close that outfit. He's evolving into Darth Vader. Like seeing it live action as a cartoon, I'm like, I never paid attention to his outfit. Now I'm like, oh my gosh, that looks like the top of his outfit as Darth Vader.
There are little nods to a lot of that stuff.
And when he walked by her on the bridge when they're doing the lightsaber, and he called her Snips, and I was like, oh, Dave Filoni, you know how to handle my heart.
Oh, that was so good. But like, even now, the big thing was people were like, was that Anakin? Was that not Anakin? And even with the Vader flashbacks in that, I still feel that whether it was or not, it was still a pot. Like, it wasn't there to hurt her. It was there to build her up. But it's like the fact that we finally get to see that, even though the whole thing wasn't positive, you still got an idea that she got a little bit of closure with him.
And that's where I'm forgive my old man memory. I think it was Rebels when they went into the dimensional
War Between Worlds or
thing, whatever, and she saw Vader.
Yes.
And that's when she realized Anakin wasn't dead, right?
No, she says she feels him, and then she dies fighting Vader. And that's when she cuts half of his helmet off, and she sees him under that.
Right.
And then Ezra takes her out of time at that point and then reinserts her later. But because she wasn't, her body never actually died, it was okay that they brought her back.
And she's one of the few that knows Anakin is Vader and Vader is Anakin.
Now, something else you may not have known, or maybe you did know or whatever, but the Rebels fight and the Obi-Wan fight, they both knock off a separate side of his helmet. And then Luke takes the full helmet off, which I just thought was the coolest. What wonderful storytelling.
And I'm loving how Dave Filoni is just nailing George Lucas's idea of what Star Wars is.
Yeah.
And you can knock George Lucas all you want. He was pushing the envelope nonstop with special effects because he wanted to create this thing in his head and put it on film. And to him, he failed because there wasn't the technology at the time. But now, as we have Mandalorian shooting in one room and having all the special effects and using video game technology, these things that are now Star Wars are more closely aligned to what George Lucas wanted. And I think Dave Filoni is just able to take that and just run with it.
100%.
He's amazing.
He is to like movies that Stan Lee is to comic books.
Yeah.
Like you may not agree with everything he ever did, had some wins, had some losses, but you can't deny what this person has done for this.
Yeah.
And it's like, even if you aren't into every Star Wars thing that's come out, like you can't tell me that like George Lucas isn't sitting back like, hell yeah. Like,
Yeah. Well, I'm
look
sure
at
he's
all
enjoying
this
the
now.
shit out of
like,
all
this.
this.
Is great.
Yeah. And we have disagreed on certain things. Like Andor is not my favorite, but seemed like everybody loved Andor because it was maybe because it was different from Mandalorian and it came on the heels of Book of Boba Fett.
Well, I think too, like you're getting shows like that, and they're doing a new video game that's going to be open world, but they're not focusing on Empire, Rebels, Jedi, Sith. So Andor is giving you a different side of, like, it's still the Rebels, but you're not getting, Force sensitive people, and it's not like.
And that's what I enjoyed about it, is it's still Star Wars. It's still set in this world.
Yes.
It's told a great story. Just because it's not my favorite, if it was the only thing Star Wars out right now, goddamn right it'd be my favorite. Because it's the only Star Wars thing out.
Like it regardless.
Exactly. But because we have Mando, because we have the Book of Boba Fett, because we have Kenobi, because we have Ahsoka, just shows, dude, we get to pick and choose whatever we want to like.
But like as far as this one's been going, probably the best they've done, the one I've seen the least complaints on. We were saying before, it feels like the next season of Rebels, and I'm really excited now to see what this means for the bigger universe, because I think we are finally getting a different threat, a different world, different environment, and it's awesome.
And we're giving a redemption story here to Hayden Christensen, which I think he totally earned because, man, he was hated.
Earns and deserved. And
we never spoke about this one. The actor played Jar Jar Binks, who came back in the last season of The Mandalorian.
Like, that was another one too. Like,
I really
being a Star Wars fan is hard, knowing that like how these people, the kid who played young Anakin, just had their lives ruined because people were just like, if you don't like a movie or thing, you can make fun of it, but like making fun of that specific person, fucked up through and through, and the things that man went through was so shitty.
Like he talks about wanting to commit suicide. Yeah. He thought this was his moment. I mean, you get cast in Star Wars.
You're like, yes. How unbelievable is this?
Everybody literally hates your character. He becomes the butt.
But it's like even if his character sucks, I have seen shittier characters in full live action stuff than a CGI character. You don't even see his face. No. He could have done anything from there. Why would you judge him on that alone? So the fact that Dave Filoni or whoever the party was involved who went out and said, you are back in the lore, and you are a very important person.
And you saved Grogu.
Oh, it was so well done.
When I saw him on screen,
so well deserved. And it's like, I don't know, if you're a Star Wars fan and you see him anywhere, you should be apologizing for all the idiots that will never apologize for what they went through, because that was ridiculous.
To a lesser extent, I'd like to give props to Andy Serkis as well. As Snoke, I thought that character just like farted and like, what the hell? He's just dead. So to bring him back for Andor,
I wanted more of Snoke.
Yes. Exactly.
I want more of Andy Serkis. I want Andy Serkis and everything, but
I thought the way they dealt with Snoke was like, what the hell is that?
Well, I mean, let's get back to our whole thing of not having 3 movies written. I don't know why you didn't do that, but
exactly.
It seems like they're doing a lot better job. They're taking notes from Marvel, and they're really building this out. So,
and in Dave Filoni, we trust.
And please bring us the Christmas special for Christmas.